Today on Let Them Talk TV, you will learn the difference between two phrases that look the same but are very different. And they are such as and as such. In fact, as such has two completely different meanings. And we'll also compare such as and for example, which are used in different ways. So there you are. 4 things to look out for. And if you're ready, then let's go. Let's begin by comparing such as and for example. And we'll start with such as. Such as you use to give examples from a longer list. Such as is a prepositional phrase, so you have a sentence followed by nouns that are part of a greater list. So here's an example of that. There are many countries in the world where Spanish is an official language, such as Spain, Mexico, and Colombia. And from the use of such as, it's clear that there are more countries in the list. Could we say, for example, here? Well, maybe, if you're speaking informally, but some teachers, probably myself included, would argue that such as is preferred here, especially in written English. The use of for example is different. It must come before an independent clause, which means that it precedes a phrase with a verb, and you would use it when giving more information. Sounds complicated, but I promise it's not, and you'll really get the hang of it if I give you a few more examples. Okay? Next one, and this is such as, I visited many European countries, such as Sweden and Poland. Okay? Such as is followed by a noun, or rather the name of a country here. There is no verb after such as. Now, look at this sentence. I visited many European countries. For example, my girlfriend and I went to Sweden last summer and I spent Christmas in Poland. After, for example, you have a phrase which contains the verb to go. Now, here's a common mistake with such as, and I hear this often in my lessons. They'll say something like, I visited many European countries, such as I went to Sweden last year. No, that's wrong. Such as is followed by nouns. Got it? Let's look at another example. And maybe you can help me with this one. In my sandwiches, I always have peanut butter as well as some other ingredients, such as must be followed by nouns. So what goes with peanut butter? So I could say, such as tomato, feta cheese, and honey. Now, if you use for example, you wouldn't say it like that. You would say, in my sandwiches, I always have peanut butter. For example, yesterday I had them with gherkins and Nutella. Great combination. Try that at home. Let us know in the comments what it's like. One more. You help me with this. I love many different types of music, such as, now give some examples of your list, such as rock, jazz, and soul. Okay, that's fine. Now do it with, for example, the same sentence. Okay, I love many different types of music. For example, I listen to a lot of rock music, but when I want something more soothing, more relaxing, I'll put on some jazz or soul music. Can you replace such as with like? Well, it's not quite the same meaning. Like means similar to. So, for example, I want to see a really scary movie tonight. like The Exorcist or The Shining. So not those movies because you've already seen them, but something similar. I want to meet a girl like Melanie. Oh, Melanie, Melanie, why did you run off with the postman? You got it, didn't you? Well done. Now we're going to move on to as such. And as I said in the beginning, there are two meanings of as such, which are completely different. Here we are. Meaning number one, to say that something is not exactly like that, but maybe something similar. For example, okay, vegan meat is not meat as such, but it tastes quite similar. Okay, so I may say that to a meat eater when preparing a vegan meal. So see if you can help me with the next example. Of course, there are many possible correct answers, and I'll just give you one of them. The hotel does not have a restaurant as such, but, okay, what do you think? But they can provide some cold meals and light snacks. You're enjoying this, aren't you? So let's do another one. Can you finish this sentence? I'm not a writer as such, but, what do you think? I'll stop it there for a second. But I've had a few articles published in the newspapers over the years. You don't have to put in a but in all the examples I have done, but it's quite common. So there you are. As such, in this case, means it's not exactly true, but something similar is true. And what about one more example? Okay, just one more example to give you. I don't have any formal qualifications as such, but I have enough experience to do the job. You got it now, haven't you? That's great. So let's move on to the next meaning of as such. And it means something like in that way or in that capacity. And we use it to avoid repetition of a phrase in a sentence and just to make the sentence sound more elegant. Okay? Let's look at an example. You're a role model to millions of young people, and because you're a role model to millions of young people, you must be careful what you say on social media. Yeah, it's not very elegant, is it? Too much repetition. You repeat the phrase, you're a role model for millions of young people. We don't need it. It's superfluous. So can we say it better? What about this? You're a role model to millions of young people, and as such, you must be careful what you say on social media. Ah, much better, isn't it? It's shorter, it's more elegant, far better. Now let's see, can you help me with the next sentence? I'm sure you won't have any problems with it, okay? But let's do 2 or 3 more examples. I'm the head of the organization now, and because I'm the head of the organization now, I'm the one who makes the final decisions. Can you rewrite the sentence using as such? It's not so difficult, is it? I'm the head of the organization now, and as such, I'm the one who makes the final decisions. Got it, didn't you? Great. Let's do one more. I'm an elite sportsman, and because I'm an elite sportsman, I have to be very careful about what I eat. Easy, isn't it? Okay, have you got the correct sentence? Let's do it. I'm an elite sportsman, and as such, I have to be very careful about what I eat. Very good. You got it, didn't you? You're learning English, and as such, you should be improving every day. So why not sign up to our newsletter? Link in the description. And if you want to improve your English grammar, then why not watch this video next? See you next time. Bye.